Hello everyone and welcome back to another Train Sim World 3 video. We're back and we're on Great Western Express, which you might be wondering, what? InterCity Swallow on Great Western Express? Yes, the HST livery designer compatibility for the MTU HST, which is the GWE one, is now, well, it's here. So you can now repaint your MTUs, HSTs in any way you want. Although there is a little bit of sad news. The first Great Western HST has sadly been removed. Sad. But anyway, it's here. We've got livery designer, so pretty good stuff. Right, let's get everything set up. We'll do that and we'll do that. Get the master key unlocked. Set that to neutral. We get the instros on. I always see Matt doing this, Matt pedals them, so I'm going to do that as well. And I think we're basically ready to go. Looks like we got the green. Here we are at Paddington. Set to forward. Doors should be locking, but what a really glorious looking livery. And I'll leave a link for this below as well if you would like to check it out. It's on the Creators Club. Just look how beautiful that livery is. I don't think we've done this livery before. I think we did the BR yellow and blue. I think we did that, the InterCity one, but we haven't done this one. Brakes are releasing, and we're going to be fast to Reading. Should start get moving. I haven't forgotten anything, have I? No, it just takes a bit of oomph to get going. Out we go. Oh, that one's going as well. There we go. So we've got a double departure out of Paddington. I'm guessing that one's probably going to the depot. Let's race it. Also quite weird because we're starting from this platform right over here, platform 9, which the HST is usually sort of a bit further over, or were a bit further over. But yeah, out we go out of here. I'm in the Great Western mood. I've been on this line a couple of times actually in the last month or so. Well, most recently, I'm recording this on July the 5th. I went on it yesterday down to Heathrow Airport, not from the high level Paddington, but on the Elizabeth line. So travelled sort of on the slow lines. So I'm in the Great Western mood. And I would like to say I do vouch for an updated Great Western Express, or at least maybe a whole new version of Great Western Express, where we have, you know, purple trains, 387s, IETs, all that sort of stuff. I do vouch for it. It would be quite nice. Although I still think there's other routes which probably should go above an updated version of this. In fact, that is the Elizabeth line there. So all that work there is when they were constructing it. And I could be wrong here. I could be wrong in saying it, but when there's a Paddington Terminator Crossrail service or Elizabeth line service, doesn't when the driver's changing ends, because you know, it's 9 coach long train, quite fairly long, doesn't the train sort of drive itself back into Paddington? I remember watching it on a Jeff Marshall video, or is that not yet? Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna have to wait for the other train there. Yeah, good to be back on this route though, as we pass Westbourne Park there on our left. As we also wait for this train to bugger off somewhere. Maybe that is going along the main line. I sort of assume that might be going to the depot. Or maybe it is. I know, because then you'd probably have the junction indicator on there. Okay, well maybe we're going to be following behind it, but that's fine. It means we get to chase yellows, which is fun. Exhilarating. We'll start popping that down as well. And yeah, as I say, it's good to be back on this route anyway. So I didn't really stream this route very often, and there's quite a stupid reason for that. Well, for the HST at least, is because it's about 25 minutes or half an hour end to end, which as a stream I usually sort of try and make it about an hour. So that means I have to go there and back in the HST, which I don't like doing that. I don't like having to sort of go there and back. I like just going one way, done. So we haven't driven the HST, or at least the MTU HST, in quite some time. There we got the single yellow. It does feel weird to see just a different livery on this version, on this route. I know we did have the first Great Western one, sadly now gone. Even though that is much better than the Great Western Railway livery and interior. Yeah, it's just great to see it. It's just so good, this livery as well. Like, can you? InterCity Swallow is just incredible. The sun's sort of reflecting on everything about that. It's just lovely. And I think this livery actually is done by, I suppose, the ex-Dovetail Games Adam, who I've heard, I think, now works for Skyhook Games. He's done a fair few liveries for the HST, so I'll leave a link below for the Creators Club, if anybody does use the website to subscribe to stuff. There's plenty of liveries on there. Obviously, the better HST is still the Midland Mainline, the Midland Mainline one. I don't think anybody can say it's not the VP 185 one. But yeah, it's still nice to be able to, you know, see different things on this HST. And then hopefully at some point we see the 166 with its livery designer compatibility. Oh God, playing this route makes me want to do the Heathrow Express 387 now. Well, I think we might have already done that. Have we already done that? Not sure. And let's go. Start spin up at more. We have got a green. No idea what that other HST went. I'm guessing it probably continued ahead. 100 miles an hour up to, I think, Ealing Broadway. Then it goes up to 125 on a roll. We're out of it. And also another thing to point out is this route. Well, this route on console is almost 5 years old. It's weird, half a decade. Well, that makes it sound really far. 5 years. 5 years I've almost had this game now on the console, and this was the first UK route and part of the first sort of base package. Yeah, I suppose sort of a special occasion. It's, you know, it is almost coming up to 5 years. 24th of July 2018. Mad to think that is 5 years ago. Wow. And all this is now destroyed as well. All these sort of old train shed here, sadly, for the HS2 construction. And then over that way, where all those diggers are, that's sort of the new Elizabeth Line depot. But the old sheds are all now gone, sadly. As we get that. So yeah, it's the North Pole depot on the left, isn't it? North Pole, and then on the right, it's Old Oak Common. I think the North Pole was what, North Pole International? Because I think the Eurostars used to go there pre Stratford International. I was thinking, how did they get from here down to Waterloo, the Eurostars? That would have been quite a journey to do. So they would have come out of there and then gone. I'm pretty certain the Eurostars did go into the North Pole depot. I think so. Yeah, it would have been quite a sort of journey though, getting between Paddington and, well, they're there and Waterloo. I suppose what would have been down the West London line, I suppose, down the West London, and then somehow, yeah, then up into Waterloo from the West London line. I suppose that Clapham maybe, I'm not sure. Comment below Am I right in saying the Eurostars were at North Pole, and then I suppose then they went over to Waterloo for, but that was their sort of main place. I need to have a look now. These questions to be answered. North Pole Depot, Eurostar. Have a look. Bloody 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 blah. Going through Eden Broadway. Yeah, no, there is a Eurostar in there. I was right. How did they then? Yeah, let's have a look at Flickr. Flickr's a great website for old train photos. Yeah, up until 2007 they were at North Pole Depot. Oh yeah, and they could obviously run on overheads, I suppose, to where they then change over to third rail. Now I need to go on Google. I need to have a look now. I need to go on Google Maps and see, you know, where they went, what way. But we can do that whilst we're zooming along. As well, that's really, it's easy. Let's see. Yes, I'm guessing they would have then gone on to the West London line. I'm really intrigued now, and I need to have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, so they would have... Oh, I see, yeah. Oh, yeah. So there's a spur off, let's have a look, from the North Pole Depot, back here. Where is it? Here, yeah, this is the West London line here. So I suppose they would then go on to that, travel down that to Clapham, which is quite a way. Travel down there, over the Thames, and then onto the South West Main Line up to Waterloo. So I mean, they're travelling, you know, they just travel a bit of a way across London just to get to the starting place. Now, coming up to Southall, on the left is the West Coast Railways, I think one of their sort of depots here. It's quite cool actually, because both times I've been past to get to Heathrow, I've seen the steam train there. I think it's the Mayflower. And I saw another one yesterday. I don't know if it was dark, so I didn't really see it, but it looked like it had smoke deflectors on, which was cool. Yeah, a preliminary route indicator back there. I didn't think this route had them. I'm sure it always has. And then you've got Hayes and Harlington coming up, which is where you then get, is it Heathrow Junction or Airport Junction? Well, then the line goes off to Heathrow Terminal 4 and Terminal 5, and obviously Terminal 2 and 3 as well. Not Terminal 1, because Terminal 1 doesn't exist. Weirdly. Well, not really weirdly, but... Because I got to Heathrow quite early the other day, or yesterday. It was weird saying the other day, was it just yesterday? Yeah, I got there about an hour early. So basically, I was supposed to be in Terminal 3. I was saying goodbye to someone who was going off somewhere. So I was waiting for them to turn up by car. I went by train. I'm cool. So it was about an hour early. So I went Elizabeth line to Terminal 5. Had a little mooch around Terminal 5. I've never been to Terminal 5. Then I went over to Terminal 4 on the Piccadilly line, which was cool. I had to go up to Hatton Cross and then change trains there. So it was nice going on the 1973 stock. Yeah, went to Terminal 4, a little mooch around there. Wasn't really that nice, Terminal 4. I didn't like it. It was very sort of, I don't know. It didn't look like a nice Terminal 4. It was very sort of cramped, and yeah, it was lots of sort of artificial lights. It just wasn't nice. Yeah, then I went back up to Terminal 2. No, Terminal 3. Didn't actually check out Terminal 2. And then they then arrived, and then that was that. Yes, that'll be West Drayton next, which I think is the last station within the Oyster and contactless sort of fare area. So we get a flyby shop. We've been in the InterCity Swallow Livery, but we just haven't got a flyby shop. How could we not? We're just about faster than the train. That was cool, sort of flying past that. Fantastic. Let's go along. Come on. You got to go quite far ahead because I think the camera travels at about 130 miles an hour and the train's going at 125. So you've got to be sort of quite quick. Or you've got to go quite a distance to actually then get quite a nice flyby shot. Otherwise I'll stop here and the train will just whiz past straight away. So we'll go to Ivor. I think this is Ivor, yeah, and then it's... What's after Ivor? Langley? Is it Langley? I think it's Langley. Here it comes. Fantastic. Very nice and well done livery, that is. Oh, there you go. It goes up. I think it's... Is it Langley or Longley? No, Langley, I think. I think it's Langley. Langley and then Slough. Slough is sort of the halfway point of the route. 18 miles to Reading and 18 miles back to London. But it feels good to be back on this route. And this route's set in 2015, so that's why you've sort of got power cables, hit and miss, gantries, they're a bit hit and miss as well. As in 2015 there was still, well, I suppose, getting the electrification all sort of set up. So it's quite a cool state to see the route in. Although, yeah, it would be nice to see an updated one. If only the Elizabeth line opened on time, then you might have seen IETs, HSTs, 345s sort of all quite close to the edge there, sort of all together. This wasn't the Elizabeth line meant to open in, was it 2018 or 2019, which I think would have coincided with when the HSTs were still just about running, I think. So it would have been quite cool to sort of see them all together, but unfortunately we all know the story. Elizabeth line delay. But it's now open and it's cool. I like it. Yes. Makes it so much easier though to get to Heathrow. Just two trains to get there. Thameslink up to Farringdon, and then from there then across on the Elizabeth line. I think pre the Elizabeth line I would have had to probably go up to Victoria, then get the district or circle line over to... No, district line. Yeah, no, circle, yeah, district and circle over to Paddington. And then finally then get up, walk up there and get on another train to take me out this way. Heathrow Connect, probably. Well, what I was surprised to see though, when I was at Heathrow, was how busy the Heathrow Express is. I was sort of just looking in, and I said to Amanda, they've all been ripped off. I think it's what, 40, 50 odd quid? Well, maybe not that much, just for like what? Maybe 5-10 minutes quicker than going on the Elizabeth line, which is like half the price. Man, it was surprising how busy it was. But I suppose some people probably wouldn't know better that you could just take the slower one. It's only a few minutes slower and it's a lot cheaper. And to be honest, the Elizabeth line probably actually is more ideal if you are going from Heathrow Airport into London, as it takes you directly into central London instead of the Express just to Paddington, and then you have to go onto the Elizabeth line. I've been through Slough, so I think we've just gone past Burnham. So this is Taplow. Oh no, Maidenhead. Oh, we've already gone through Taplow. Yeah, this is Maidenhead, and it's about 7 miles down to Twyford. Lovely. So we are getting there nicely. But thanks all for coming in. If you have enjoyed it, feel free to leave a thumbs up. And do subscribe if you do want to see more. I mean, we still be well, I know the channel format has changed a little bit. As I've been on holiday, I'll be starting work very soon. Railway work. So yeah, things have changed a little bit. There's not daily live streams anymore, but there still will be daily videos. Maybe there'll be the odd day where there's not one, maybe on a Sunday, but there'll still be videos every day at the usual time when I remember. 7:30 AM on weekdays and 9 AM on I suppose public holidays and weekends. And you probably haven't, but why do I premiere videos at 7:30 AM? Well, the thinking was, I know a lot of our audience are much younger, so they might have got up, ready to go to school, college, watch it having breakfast, something like that, instead of watching, the rubbish on the telly, Good Morning Britain and stuff like that. I'd be on at 7:30. And same as if you're going to work, commuting to work on the train. So that's a good time. But anyway, let's go back on topic. So it's not too far to Twyford. I mean, 7 miles at 125 miles an hour is absolutely nothing. I think the speed comes down to 80, 60. And does it come down to 40 coming into Reading? I think it might come down again. But it'll be down anyway, just in case. Cool. But yeah, nice to finally have livery designer compatibility for this train, as it's been a long time coming. I think they first, sort of mentioned they were going to do it probably almost a year ago. So everyone was like, oh my god, it's going to be soon. But now it's out. It's out. Everyone, it's out. And I suppose next will be the 166, which will be quite cool to see what liveries people do for that. As they're, relatively, well, not as old as the HSTs, but still been around for sort of 30 odd years. And they've had a lot of different liveries on them. So it'll be cool to see when that does come up what liveries we do see for the 166. I quite like, is it the Thames Turbo, something Thames Travel, Thames Valley Travel livery on it, sort of the green, the almost the green, the blue and the white livery. It's the one you get on Train Sim Classic. You might have noticed a slight blip there. Basically what happened is the train came to an emergency stop because I was locked out of doing anything. So the DSD went off, couldn't do anything, and that was basically it. And the reason for that was earlier I was using a PS4 controller on my PS5 to play a game with Amanda, actually, FIFA, believe it or not. So I finished with the PS4 controller, took it somewhere else, and then another relative turned it on, thinking it was connected to the PS4. But instead it flashed up on this screen and locked me from doing anything, so the train came to a complete stop, unfortunately. Although it does give us the opportunity to get another flyby shot. There we go. We're not too far off of Reading now. I think it was just as we were going through Twyford, it popped up saying, who wants to use this controller? But it just didn't let me do anything. Even the keyboard, it just completely locked everything. But didn't pause the game, which I think it used to do when sort of well, I suppose my controller was still on, wasn't it? Oh well. So yeah, not too far over to Reading. If I think it does. Yeah, it is 80 then 60. It's about sort of 3 miles or so, I'd say. So not too far. Let's coast it. Yes. And as we come up to Reading, and I think it might come. I think it does come down to 40. Yeah, I think it is 40, and we should get red as well at the end of the platform. So I have to be careful. I think there's Microsoft on the right there. One of these buildings is Microsoft. One of the UK bases. There you got a double yellow coming up here. Should see the North Downs line joining up soon. Or relatively soon. Also, I think the line from, well, the South Western Railway lines. They'll be seen relatively soon. Cool. Yeah, we're now approaching Reading. Yes. Start bringing that down. There's the other lines there. Cool. Here we are. And there's the third row one there as well. As we come into our final stop of Reading. A nice run in the InterCity Swallow livery. Not bad at all. Yeah, there's a 60. Is it not 40? Well, there's 40 on that side there. Maybe that's where I got it from. On the, I suppose that would be the down slope. And there's another speedboard too. What's this one? 40 if you're going into there. 50. Right, we've got to slow down anyway, as we do have a red light coming up. And I think we're coming into the platform which used to have the TPWS ramp. Or TPWS, not ramp. Which used to set off, annoyingly. Well, not annoyingly, it was realistic. But I think they've disabled that now from happening. Here we are, welcome to Reading. Very nice station. Well, it's well, I suppose that when this route is set, these would be recent upgrades. As the station was pretty horrible before the upgrade. Very horrible. Smiths there, WH Smiths. Nice to see that return as well. So I think that actually there was a time when that basically vanished. So nice to see it back. Which I think was an update, not recently. Actually, probably about a year ago, actually. So not recently at all. Which I think added back the WH Smiths and the Pumpkin Cafes. I think it was this route which got that. And we're going to aim for the HST car stop. A little bit of power. Just ooze us in, or ease us up to the stop marker. Here we are. This is Reading. Well, that is going to be it, everyone, for today's Great Western Express video. That was the InterCity Swallow livery, which is absolutely fantastic. Which is now available, well, lots of liveries available, as this HST now does have livery designer functionality. Links can be found in the usual places: Discord, PayPal, merch store. Apart from that, thanks for coming in, and I hope to see you in the next one. See you all, take care, bye guys.